Hello, first form. If you can hear the music in the background, see if you can guess what it is, or ask your parents. So I want to start off today's lesson with some well dones. So again, very nice prep by Cecily here that she sent through. She sent through a couple of pages. I like the way she sort of stuck in her extra work, so that's very good. And Hannah, very neat, well done. I know I had several other slides, but I'm just keeping it to one slide per person. So that's lovely work there. And then I also got some super work through from Dan, and again some more lovely work through from Phoebe. So very well done. Right, so what are we doing today? We're now on to our third revision lesson. So we're going to be looking at angles today. Quite a long one today, so take your time over it. We don't have another lesson until, let me see, we don't have another lesson until Monday. So you've got a bit of time to get this done. So, wasn't that long ago, back at the end of February, we did our introduction to angles. And just to remind you, so starting from a line straight up, angles about a point, so a complete 360 degree turn. That is what when we say angles about a point total 360. So a whole turn is 360. So a half turn, which forms a straight line, is 180 degrees. So angles in a straight line add up to 180, and then a quarter turn, that creates a right angle, and that's 90 degrees. Now, we then did a few of these questions like this, where we're just working out, because the angles in a straight line add up to 180, we were just working out the balancing angle in order for it to be 180 as a whole. So quite straightforward. So I just want you to do 4 of these, the first 4. So just pause the video while you do those first 4. And quite straightforward. So answer 1, you should have got 130. 2, you should have got 40. 3, you should have got 150. And C, you should have got 50. So the next thing we did, we practiced a few questions where it was angles about a point adding up to 360. So have a go at questions 1, 2 and 3, please. So pause the video until you've done. So just do 1, 2 and 3. So for number 1, A should be, that doesn't look right. That looks too big. I think I've gone wrong there. Shall I just double check my answer? So 360, take away 72, take away 154 is 134. Oh, obviously I've just missed a digit there. So 134 for that first one. Let's just correct that. Thought it looked a bit big. So that's 134. Right, then for part B, 153. So for question 2, rather, B is 153. And for question 3, C should be 62 degrees. So the next thing we noted was that the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if you happen to know 2 of them, you add those 2 together, take them away from 180, and that's how you work out the third angle. So a little bit of practice on that. So please can you have a go at questions 1, 2, 3 and 15. So pause the video while you do so. Okay then, so from question 1 you should have got A being 40, question 2 B being 65, and question 3 C being 125. Now in 15 you just had to remember to do that opening step of appreciating that U and 157 together form a straight line. So that allowed you to work out that U was 23, and then you could of course work out that V was 76. So the fifth thing we just made a note of is that where you've got 2 straight lines crossing each other, then the angles that are vertically opposite each other, so not next to them, but opposite, they are always going to be equal. So if that was 35, that would be 35 as well. So got a few questions for you to practice here. I think it's looks like it's just numbers 112 here, please. I'll just make 12 a bit more easier to see. So just have a quick go at questions 1 and 12. So 1 couldn't be easier, could it? So that's 45 degrees. And then for 12, you just had to start off by appreciating that, well, yes, U is going to be 123 because that's vertically opposite. But W and the 1, 2, 3 form a straight line. So to work out W, you do 180, take away 1, 2, 3 to get 57. And then once you know that that's 57, the vertically opposite one must also be 57. So a couple more for you to practice here, please. Questions 16 and 24. So pause the video. So with 16, X is 83 because vertically opposite angles are equal. And then W you can work out to be 180, take away 16, take away 80. Oh, I haven't worked it out, sorry. Let me just quickly do that for you. So 180, take away 16, take away 83, we get 81. Okay, so W should have been 81. Let's just go and pop that in for you. So W should have been 81. Oh, if I can just get it onto pen. Right, you have to bear with me. It's going to be very untidy because I'm doing it with the cursor. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, all over the place, but that should say 81. Right, then question 24. So let's just work our way around all those bits. So T equals, well, S equals 117 because it's vertically opposite. So T must be, T doing angles on a straight line add up to 180, so that must be 63. So U must also be 63 because it's vertically opposite T. And then V you can work out because angles in a triangle add up to 180. Oh, and again I haven't done it. Should have checked these more carefully, shouldn't I, before I started doing the video. So 180, take away 58, take away 63 equals 59. So that should be 59. That should be 59. So V is 59. Shall I just write that in? There we go. Equals 59. There we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Never mind. Then the sixth note we made was to do with angles in a quadrilateral. Now remember, a quadrilateral is a side with 4 shapes. So any 4-sided shape, you can just pop a line between the 2 opposite corners to create 2 triangles. The angles in each triangle add up to 180, so that's an easy way to remember that angles in a quadrilateral always add up to 360 degrees. So here are a few more questions for you to have a go at, so please pause the video until you've had a chance to have a go. So X is 135 for the first one, X is 60 for the second, 115 for the third, 36 for the fourth, 70 for the fifth, and 34 for the sixth. Remember with that last one, because we've got these 2 sides of the same, that means it's an isosceles triangle. The base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal, so that's why we knew that one must also be 73. Then we could work out what X was. Now here's a challenging question for you. So I want you to try and work out what X is, and for everything that you work out, I want you to write down the reason for that. Now the only clue I'm going to give you is note those 2 little dashes there. So pause the video and have a go at this question. So, working our way around the triangle, the first thing we could do is work out that this angle here that I've called B is 70 degrees, because angles on a straight line add up to 180. The second thing I could work out was this angle C. Now that's the same as angle B because they're both base angles of an isosceles triangle, so C is also 70. Now because B and C are both 70, A must be 40 because angles in a triangle add up to 180, and therefore I could work out that X was 320 degrees because angles about a point total 360 degrees. So very well done if you got that one correct. Right, now we're going to now move on to the second lesson we had on angles, where we were again practicing the process of constructing and solving an equation, and we'll be using our knowledge of angle facts. So this question, we didn't obviously have the purple bits to start with, but we were told that that was 2x, that angle was x plus 10, and that angle was x. Now what do we know about these three angles? We know that together they must add up to be 180 because they're the angles inside a triangle. So x plus 10 plus 10 plus 2x, sorry, did I say 10 then? I meant x plus 10 plus x plus 2x added together must equal 180. Okay, so the yellow angle, the blue angle plus the brown angle add up to 180. So this is, we've constructed an equation. We can then simplify the left hand side. X plus 2x plus x is 4x, so 4x plus 10 equals 180. And now we can solve this. So take away 10 from both sides, divide by 4, and we can work out that x is 42.5. And then because x is 42.5, we can go back and work out the three angles. So this is just x, that's just 42.5. This is that x, 42.5, add 10, so 52.5. And this is two lots of x, which is 85. Right, your turn to have a go. So copy this one out and answer the question. So we know that 2x plus x added together equals 180. So 4x equals 180. So x must be 45. So 45, 45, 90. What type of triangle is it? It is an isosceles triangle because the two sides are the same, but and the base angles are the same. And also it's a right angled triangle because one of the angles is 90 degrees. So here's another one for you to answer, please. So x plus 20 plus x plus 70 plus x plus 30 must equal 180. Gather up our x's, we get 3 x's. Gather up our normal numbers on the left, we get 120. So 3x plus 120 equals 180. Take away 120 from both sides, divide by 3, we get x being 20. And therefore this must be 40, 50 and 90. And a final couple for you to have a go at, please. So pause the video. So the first one, very similar to the others. Add all the angles together to equal 180 and solve. So x was 25. So this angle's 35, that's 50, and well, that's 95. Now for number 2, just remember this was a quadrilateral, so you had to set them all being equal to 360, not 180. And then following through the algebra, you got y being 40, so this was 80, this was 50, this is 135, and this was 95. So I hope you're enjoying these videos and just sort of keeping up to date with the work. Do be rest assured that if you know this is just the same stuff we'd have been doing in lessons, so you're not getting behind at all. I'm enjoying receiving your photos of your work, so I don't mind whether you want to send those through on Show My Homework or in an email. Either's fine by me, and I'll do my best to make sure that I give you a shout out on the following video if you've sent something in to me. So have a good weekend, and I'll do another video early next week, Monday I think it was, wasn't it? So bye for now and take care.